Hey folks, Dan here. Lately I've been noticing something that seems woven into the way we move through our days. This constant pull between doing and just existing. We're surrounded by a culture that celebrates action. Productivity is treated like currency, and a packed schedule often feels like proof of accomplishment. Even the moments meant for rest or fun are often turned into goals. Places to go, things to check off, skills to master. And somewhere along the way, we lose sight of what it means to simply be. But there is a middle ground that often goes unnoticed. We're really good at staying busy, and we know how to stop when we're completely spent. But what about the space in between? The one where you're present and awake, but not racing forward or collapsing from exhaustion. It's a space many of us barely know, or maybe forgot how to find. And yet, in that in between space, it feels essential. It's not just for rest, but for living fully. It's where clarity begins to settle in, where you reconnect with yourself, beyond the roles and expectations that you carry, where the small, beautiful details that often blur into the background come into focus. It's where your inner life finds a little more breathing room. The more I pay attention to it, the more I realize how much I've been missing it. There's a line from David White that I keep coming back to that says, "You do not have to justify your existence by your productivity." Let that sit with you for a moment. Your value isn't tied to what you achieve. You're not a machine. You're not a brand. You're a person. Some folks would say you have a soul. You certainly have some unique essence, at the very least. And unique essences need space to just be. Stillness, though, isn't always as simple as it sounds. It can feel uncomfortable. It can feel like you're wasting time. Even a brief pause can bring up restlessness or guilt, or the pull to check your phone. And why is that? It's because we've been taught that stillness without purpose is meaningless. That if something doesn't have a tangible outcome, it doesn't matter. But what if the moments that nourish us most are the ones that can't be measured? What if the most meaningful experiences aren't tied to a checklist? Here's something small you could try. Step outside tonight, even if it's just for a minute, and leave your phone behind. Forget what's next on the list. Just bring yourself with you. What do you hear? What do you notice? Can you allow yourself to simply be there with no justification? That's the space between doing and being, and it's worth rediscovering. In a world that demands constant motion, pausing can feel like a quiet rebellion. The audacity to stop, to breathe, to pay attention, to let go of the need to explain or validate every moment. It's a way of saying no to the pressures of endless performance. But it's more than resistance. It's also an invitation. Because when you step into that in-between space, something shifts. The urge to control eases. The endless search for meaning softens. The noise fades, and what's left is a quieter voice. Not one of urgency or critique, but one that gently reminds you you're allowed to just be. You don't have to earn it. I think many of us carry an unspoken longing, not just for fewer tasks, but for more space, to move through life unhurried, for slower days and softer nights, and the rhythm of your own breath, which I will try intentionally not to edit out of this audio recording. To be far removed from the noise of constant demands. So this week, I'm trying something small, like 5 minutes a day to do absolutely nothing. Not to meditate, not to plan, not even to reflect. Literally just to sit. Maybe by a window, maybe with a cup of tea, but simply resting without reaching for anything. So if you feel like it, go ahead and join me. Not as another thing to check off, but as a way to return to yourself, to reconnect with the part of you that isn't defined by what you accomplish, but by how fully you're present. There is a space between doing and being. It's quiet, but it's not empty. It's where you remember what it feels like to simply be alive, not because of what you've done or what you have, but because you are. Well, thanks for listening. Until next time.